Yo, what's up, my friends? It's Steve from Straightforward Picks. We got best bets for NFL Week 12 Thanksgiving edition here, guys, on Thursday, November 23rd, 2023. Really excited for these three games here we got today. We got the Green Bay Packers versus the Detroit Lions. We got the Washington Commanders versus the Dallas Cowboys. And we got the San Francisco 49ers versus the Seattle Seahawks. Should be a great day of football, guys. Hope you guys are able to celebrate with your family and you guys have a happy Thanksgiving. If you all are new to the channel here today, please be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Always appreciate that. We are on the road to 7,000 subscribers. So what we're going to have here for you today, guys, we got 4 picks. And we're going to have a risk-free same-game parlay that I think are great bets here for this Thanksgiving day of football. So let's dive right into it, guys. First, we'll go over the results from our previous episode. It's been a while since I've been on, guys. Sorry about the break. I've been trying to figure stuff out here at the channel, stuff with passion and different things like that. But we are back here for today, that I could say. Our previous episode, this was actually Bills versus Buccaneers from a while ago. This is a Thursday football game. We ended up going 2-1 in that video, plus 0.69 units. We cashed the Tampa Bay Buccaneers plus 8.5 spread. And then we also cashed Baker Mayfield over 227.5 passing yards. And then we missed on Stephon Diggs over 85.5 receiving yards. But that's all right, guys. We're looking to get a 4-0 sweep and hopefully cash this parlay as well. So let's hop into it today, guys. Let's get right into our picks here. At number 1, we're going with Sam Laporta, my boy, over 45.5 receiving yards here for the Detroit Lions. Minus 114 odds here on FanDuel. Love this bet, guys. As you guys know, Laporta's coming off kind of an off game versus the Chicago Bears on Sunday. But I see him bouncing back here. I like this matchup for him. And I like his numbers to this line. So far in the season, guys, he is over in 6 out of 10 games this year, including 4 out of 5 at home. So the game that he missed on Sunday was his first game he's missed this line at home. I think he bounces back in a big way here versus a Green Bay defense. It's about middle of the road versus tight ends. They've allowed the 16th most yards to tight ends, so it's smack dab in the middle. Like I said, I really just like him bouncing back. He's a very talented tight end. And we've seen tight ends, have success versus Green Bay, namely TJ Hockenson, former Lion, 88 receiving yards a few weeks ago versus the Packers. And then he had Donald Parham Jr. last week posting 57 yards. So I like seeing that. We also saw Laporta already go over versus Green Bay this season with 4 catches for 56 yards on 5 targets. And really, that was all in the first half. The reason the Lions kind of dialed it back in the second half, mostly just due to the fact they were up 27-3 at halftime. But he was producing, when they needed the passing game, he was obviously very much involved in the passing game. So I love seeing that. So love it there for our number 1 pick, guys. We're going Sam Laporta over 45.5 receiving yards here for the Detroit Lions. Minus 114 odds here on FanDuel. Okay, and at number 2, I know this is a homer pick, but hey, numbers are numbers. We're going Detroit Lions minus 7.5 spread here versus the Green Bay Packers. Minus 110 odds on FanDuel. Guys, I will say this is probably the most exciting time that I could ever remember to be a Lions fan. The fact that Lions are 7.5 point favorites versus Green Bay tells you all you need to know. Detroit is having quite the year, 8-2 on the season. On the reverse side of that, Green Bay is not having quite the year. They have not been as good. They're 4-6 on the season. And still trying to figure things out in life without Aaron Rodgers, right? Lions so far, though, on the season, by the numbers, guys, Lions are 7-3 against the spread, 3-2 at home against the spread. Packers are 5-5 against the spread, 2-3 on the road against the spread. Lions 4-0 straight up and 3-1 against the spread last 4 games played at home. So I like seeing that. Packers 2-5 against the spread over the last 7 games, 4 straight road losses. So they opened the season kind of decently, with a couple wins early on in the season, and they just have not been very good at all, particularly on the road. And then you got the Lions, honestly just a juggernaut at home. They're a great home team, obviously. Lions 4-0 against the spread and straight up versus the Packers in their last 4 meetings. So they've really dominated this matchup recently, and I expect that to continue, especially, this is the first time I can remember where people are saying, I really want to watch the Detroit Lions on Thanksgiving. So I think they're going to come out strong with a lot of energy. I think the team, Dan Campbell, the city is going to be pumped up. I think it's just going to be tough for Green Bay. Regardless of what they do or how they looked last week. They looked much better, actually, last week. Green Bay did. beating the Chargers at home 23-20. But I think you're going to have a Detroit team that's just ready to play on Thanksgiving in front of the home crowd. There's going to be so much energy in the building for a team that's now 8-2 and marching towards the playoffs and toward a division title the first time in like 30 years. So it's a big deal. It really is. It's a big deal in Detroit. And I think they win this game going away. So love it there for our number 2 pick, guys. Going Detroit Lions minus 7.5 spread here versus the Green Bay Packers. Minus 110 odds here on FanDuel. Okay, and at number 3, now when I initially punched this bet in, the spread was at 10.5. Now it's at 12.5, so I had to adjust accordingly. We are going Dallas Cowboys minus 12.5 spread here versus the Washington Commanders. Minus 108 odds here on DraftKings. I love this one, honestly, guys. By the numbers, this one really looks juicy to me. Cowboys so far in the season, guys, 4-0 against the spread at home. Plus 17.9 against the spread points at home. Those are both first. So they're not only covering spreads, that's how much they're covering spreads by. 17.9 points, which is absolutely ridiculous when you think about it. That's crazy. The fact that they could cover a spread by that much. So far, their wins at home have been by 32, 23, 35, and 20. They're absolutely killing it at home. 12.5 versus a team and the Commanders that just lost to the Giants by 12 is pretty crazy. Commanders right now, not a great football team, guys. They just shipped off Chase Young. That just makes them even worse. There's not a lot of good vibes in that building. I don't expect there to be good vibes on Thanksgiving either. The fact that you ship Chase Young away, I think is a big message to the team that, obviously you don't have a lot of faith in what they're doing. That's just, honestly, that's something as a fan. If I was a Commanders fan, I'd be very disappointed in that. But really, by the numbers, guys, I love this. Cowboys have won 3 out of the last 5. 3 out of the last 5 meetings. Covered this 12.5 point spread in the last 2 meetings at home, winning by 15 and 42. So obviously, the Cowboys are a much different team at home, guys. They just are. Commanders, though, and now if you look at their numbers, they are 5-1 against the spread on the road. That's all their spread covers, because I believe they're 5-1 against the spread for the year. They're 5-1 against the spread on the road, so they take their business on the road a little better. But this spot is hitting me a little bit differently with the trajectory of both these teams right now. I think the Commanders they're heading in such a bad direction. The trade deadline, and then losing the way they did to the Giants. Just not good stuff, guys. It's hard to imagine there's a lot of good vibes in that locker room. So, love it there for our number 3 pick, guys. Going Dallas Cowboys minus 12.5 spread here versus the Commanders. Minus 108 odds here on DraftKings. Okay, and finally at number 4, we are going Christian McCaffrey over 32.5 receiving yards here for the San Francisco 49ers in the night game, guys. Minus 114 odds here on FanDuel. So McCaffrey dead even to this line on the season. 5 out of 10 games so far for the year. He's had 22 targets over his last 3 games, which I like seeing that. I think that puts us in a nice position here. He's over in 2 out of 3 of those games. So we like seeing that as well. Seahawks here also for the season allowing the 7th most receiving yards to running backs. And CMC usually has good success versus Seattle as well. He's over in 2 out of 3 games versus the Seahawks with logs of 30, 88, and 112 receiving yards. So very capable of getting it done. This is one of those where you could attack a higher line and go for like a ladder play, if you will. But I'm going to stick to the 32.5. I think that's great value. I think he's going to have a great chance to get that. I also like that you got all the weapons back here for San Francisco. Debo's healthy. George Kittle and all those guys. They're back to being healthy, so they can't really key in on him as much, so it should leave him with some better matchups. You got to be careful, obviously, with Debo Samuel. So I think McCaffrey should, get some good looks. So love it there, guys, for number 4 pick. We're going Christian McCaffrey over 32.5 receiving yards, minus 114 odds here on FanDuel. All right. We got our risk-free same-game parlay, guys. We got 5 legs. I'm not going to put them all up on the screen, but I am going to talk about them, so you guys got to listen to me here. We got Christian McCaffrey, anytime touchdown scorer for the San Francisco 49ers. As you guys know, this guy had a record going of 17 straight games with a touchdown. Well, he still scored a touchdown in 18 of his last 19 games. Got right back on track last game by scoring. Which I like seeing that, obviously. So he's had a touchdown in 18 out of his last 19 games, so I love that. You got Jahmyr Gibbs, 25 plus receiving yards here for the Detroit Lions. This is all on FanDuel, by the way. He's done this in his last 4 games, really getting a lot more looks in the pass game, which I love that. They're getting him in space, which is obviously, one of the things he's really good at is operating in space. And the Lions have been really game planning for that and getting him the ball in space. We have the Detroit Lions money line. This is just a dumbed down version of a spread bet. Like I said, Lions 4-0 straight up and against the spread. Last 4 games versus the Packers. I don't see them losing this game at all. Just a much safer play, obviously, taking that. Just that. Logan Thomas, 25 plus receiving yards. He's done this in 8 out of 10 games so far this season, so I love seeing that. I got the Commanders playing from behind in that game, obviously, so he should get some looks in the pass game. Tyler Lockett, 40 plus receiving yards. He's done this in 6 out of 10 games for the season. And he's got a good matchup with the 49ers, who's allowing the 11th most yards, 2 wide receivers. And Lockett has had success versus San Francisco in the past, which I like seeing that as well. So I think for plus 526 on that parlay, we're putting a quarter unit on it officially. I will track it that way. I have been tracking our parlays. That's why you guys will notice I was only plus 0.69 units because we counted our parlay obviously as a loss from the last video because we missed our parlay. But this one I really like. This one's a little bit safer, and we're putting a little bit more money on it. That's kind of the idea, and see if we can hit one of those parlays to get us rolling there. So appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for watching, as always. I know, like I said, I've been off for a while. A lot of it is just figuring out time and how to make this happen. I can't guarantee there's going to be videos every day. I'm going to do them when we're able to do them, and hopefully when we put out videos, we put out winners. That's the hope. That's what we're shooting for. I think that's obviously going forward. That's what we're hoping for. So appreciate you guys. Appreciate all the support. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Happy Thanksgiving to you all, and we will catch you all next time. Peace out.